Hello, everybody. We are going to study chapter number 1, the wonderful world of science. That it means the amazing world of science. As human beings, we have always been curious. Okay, about our surroundings. Yeah, what the reason behind uh, cycle is running on the field or running on the ground and how it moves by just paddling it. Yeah, that's the curious thing that we are asking questions. We start exploring our surroundings and asking questions right from our childhood. Yes, we asking questions not from this age of 9, 12, or 12 and 13 years of age. We are asking these kind of questions, different questions from our childhood, from age 1 and from age 2 and 3. Yeah, did you enjoy discovering and exploring the world around you in the preparatory stage of school? Yes, we saw different colors in my preparatory stage of school. We saw different colors, so we asked to our teachers like, ma'am, is this yellow color or is this pink color? And if this is the pink color, then what's the difference between the red color, and why this is pink color, like how somebody make this color like pink, this beautiful color, like yellow, this amazing vibrant color. How this possible that somebody can make these kind of colors, and what's the reason we are not able to make these colors, we are just using these colors. Yeah, these kind of questions we asked in our preparatory stage of a school. As you enter the middle stage, we will continue this fascinating journey, trying to explore and understand the beautiful world we live in. Yeah. And for that, we have a new subject, which is what? Science. Welcome to the wonderful world of science. Welcome to the amazing world of science, with full of curiosity, with full of different adventurous things. Science is a way of thinking, observing, and doing things to understand the world we live in, and to uncover the secrets of universe. That's the science, the thing which we are going to exploring, and we like trying to know what's the reason behind of it. That's the studies comes under a one subject name called what? Science. Think of it as a big adventure. We ask questions. What's the so if this is the reason, then what's the main cause, and what's the root of these reason, and what are the basic principle of these kind of something which you saw in front of yourself. We ask questions, explore the world, and try to understand how things work. For this, the most important thing is to have curiosity. That means you wanted to know about other things which you don't know right now, but you have a very good curiosity, that it's like asking questions to your parents, your teachers, your uh, friends, to like if somebody knows in your friend, like what's the reason, like if uh, one plant, their flower blooming at the same time 5 a.m. o'clock, then what's the reason? This is continuous at 5 o'clock every day, every morning. Why this is happens? We have to ask to our teachers, we have to ask our parents, we have to also study books to know our answers, which is where the title of this book comes from. The what's the title? The wonderful world of Science. Okay, in the blue section, it says, what is science? Science means to discovering things which we don't know at this level, and we try to know the basics and try to know the basic roots of the cause. That's called science. Whether it is studying tiny grains of sand or massive mountains, a leaf of grass or a vast forest, there is always something new and exciting to discover. Have you ever looked up? That means, like, it says, science is everything from a very small tiny sand to massive mountains. Okay, and from a very little grass to a very vast forest. This all comes under the science. We have to all have to discover it, and we have to wanted to know the answer, like how this emerges, like from a very small to a very vast one. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered why the stars shine? Yes, when we are at age 2 or 3, we look up into the sky in the night, and we saw tiny things which is that shines in black night, which is my father told me, okay, or your parents told you, okay, this is stars. That shiny white thing is star, which is very far from earth. Yep. Or watched a flower bloom and wondered how it knows when to open. Yeah, we are like, when we are kids, we like, what, why this is happens at the same time, at the morning time, some particular flower is blooming at the same time every morning, but not at the irregular way. Why this is happens? Why this is consistency of a flower to blooming at the same time every morning? Why? So we asked questions so many to get the answers. So all these things comes under the science subject that you are studying right now. These are just a few of the many mysteries, yeah, that science helps us unravel. The most wonderful thing, unravel means what? These are just a few of the many mysteries that science help us unravel. And these mysteries are very short. You have to study even far many, you have to study so many mysteries like that, and more mysterious which you never imagined. Like these kind of things also happens. The most wonderful thing about science is that it is everywhere. That means it is present in every areas, in like Patna, Bihar, in all over Bihar and Jharkhand, Ranchi, country like Nigeria, every country, Africa, and all of them country everywhere on this earth, from deserts to mountains, and then from a rainy forest to plateaus, plains, everywhere, in the sea even. From the depths of the ocean to the vastness of outer space, not from the earth, not just from earth. We saw science. We see subject as a science to study not even our earth, our planet, but we also have to study about out of our earth, which is a space. From what is cooking in the kitchen to what is happening on the playground. And from the kitchen, like how our like pressure cooker cooks food pressure cookers takes just 20 to 25 minutes to cook food for five people in our home of rice, to prepare the rice. Okay, but in when we used different utensils, which okay, that takes even larger amount of time to cooked that the food at the same for the same quantity. Yeah, so why this is happen, like pressure cooker is more effective to cook the food in less time. Some of the and from and also to the what's happening to the playground, we are in playing with our cricket, playing football, and how a cricket ball and different, and how this is a small than the football ball, and as well as the volleyball ball, basketball, how they are different, and what's the reason they are made up of, and what's the cause some of the people create these balls like that. Yeah, these are also the questions comes under this science. Some of the most groundbreaking discoveries, that means that breaks the ground. That means earthquake, yeah, maybe discoveries have often come from unexpected places, that we never expected that the things also came from these places. Okay, and here the more a mountain region, this figure is a mountainous region. See over here, there is a lots of mountain ranges, that means one mountain, two mountain, three, four, so these are mountain ranges. Okay, a mountainous region, that means a mountainous region which is over here, lots of mountain is present. So okay, mountain ranges are also there, and this photograph is a mountainous region, that means a mountainous area. Over here at the left side, this diagram shows a desert, that means full of sands, and small plants like cactus. Okay, and the right side a coast is there. Okay, that means a bank of a sea. A coast is a bank of river is called different thing, but over here a coast where the sea ends there, ends, and land is started. Vastness of outer space, from what is cooking in the kitchen, that we studied right now. An underwater view of an ocean. See, this is an amazing picture. We saw often black or white fishes, but we saw right now is yellow fishes. That's amazing. And we saw most of the plants are in green in color, brown in trunk, but we saw these plants over here in underwater of ocean, that's red color, that pink color, red color, yellow color, green color, some different kinds of plants with very beautiful leaves. Okay, so this is amazing, and this is the wonderful things that we studied in our science. And at the right, a galaxy is there, that means a very good one, a galaxy which is present over here at the right side. Okay, okay, in this space. Science is like a giant and unending jigsaw puzzle. That's true, because science is vast, so vast that we can't even study the whole from beginning of our ages to the finished at the age of 90 or 80 years of age. We can't even cover all the parameters, we can't even know all the things of the science, because every day and every moment something is happening which is crazy at the different places. And this is just like unending jigsaw puzzle, that the jigsaw puzzle which is like never going to be solved, that unending jigsaw puzzle. Every new discovery we make adds another piece to that puzzle. Okay, like every new discovery that counts. Okay, that's all comes under the science even, adds another piece to that puzzle. And you know the best thing about this puzzle, okay, what's the best thing? There is no limit to what we can discover. You can discover anything, from your like discovering what discovering snails species, to discovering animals species of rhinoceros, to discovering animal species of lions, some cats, some dogs. So these all are different things. Like the dogs which is in India present in everywhere, that's the different from Switzerland. The dogs from different from Nigeria, dogs different from some other countries. Okay, so all the things which is different at the different places. Since every new piece of knowledge leads to more questions and more things to find out. Okay, we should have to find out what are the things and what's the reason, and we have to explore more different places to understand and to discover new different things. Sometimes we find that a piece of this puzzle has been put in the wrong place. Oh, that this is also the possibility that you find something that is we find that a piece of this puzzle has been put in the wrong place and needs to be moved. That means you are in the way of like discovering something, and you did something wrong. But after a some time, okay, you recognized, oh, this is the wrong thing which I put it okay, so we should have to moved or move like removed all the parts which we are discovering, like anything which is like what discovering to like how a bulb is made and it glows and it gives light. New discoveries often change our understanding of the world. Yes. For example, if I take like a how a aeroplane fly, but the same paper of that the aeroplane of paper is fly, but the normal paper be flew, that doesn't fly. But how this is happens? Just the reason behind, you didn't assemble those into the aerodynamics way that other peoples did. Okay, if you make that paper in some of the ways that it can fly in the sky after throwing, so that's the discoveries like to making a paper plane even. As you go through this book, you will encounter interesting ideas. Do some thought provoking experiments and see how some of what we will find out is useful in our daily lives. Yes. And guess what happens as we discover more and more? Guess what happens as we discover more and more? We are very like exciting and very curious to discover more things, and gets benefit of it, and we live our life as their own at the peak happiness level. We start realizing that these ideas are all connected. Okay, like every wrong thing which you did, which is like a failure, it also connected in backward, that okay, this is the way that we fail. and how we reached at this level, at the result level, which be the thing is fruitful. That's all the processes through. We will start off by looking at our home planet Earth. Okay, it is the only planet we know that supports life. That's true, because we have 8 planets, that only one planet supports life, which is our planet Earth. Neither Mercury, neither Venus, neither Mars, neither Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. None of the planet, these seven, none of the planets like supports life, but only one planet supports life, which is Earth. So we are living on this Earth just because oxygen and some of the food materials also present for to support life on this planet. Okay, and it has an environment that we must protect. Yeah, we also have to protect this, our earth, our environment, for to support our lives continuously. There is an amazing variety of life on earth, on earth, which is what, plants and animals that have managed to survive and thrive in different region on this planet. Yes, on the different regions or different areas, you can say, different animals survive, survives. For example, in Switzerland, or in some cold places, uh, polar bears lives. Okay, but in India there are no polar bears, no penguins, just because the condition of polar bears to live in is cold temperatures, not in warm temperature, or all the time, like in one year 4 different seasons comes. So yeah, 4 different things changes in of their environment. So they have different animals and plants grows. Okay, and different animals that are managed to survive and thrive in different regions of this planet. You might have seen a seed grow into a plant. Yes, like how this is amazing thing. A a seed becomes a plant, then a plant becomes a tree. How this is amazing, is it? Is it? Yeah, a caterpillar transform into a beautiful butterfly, and many more such observations. Wonderful this is. How do these plants and animals grow? Okay, okay. How do these animals grow? Over here, see, this is the caterpillar. It's growing. It will becomes into butterfly, and this one seed forms a small tiny plant. Then this plant are going to become into the trees, and this calf, that means the baby of this cow, will going to also raised by drinking milk, eating foods. Okay, of course, to grow we need food to eat. For our development, for our growth, we have to eat fruit, we have to eat food. And especially in a large and diverse country like India, food is so fascinating, so exciting things to be eat, because we have different diversity of cultures. So we have different crops and their food ingredients and food recipes to make something different cuisines. Across the country, we have different cuisines with their many tasty dishes. Like we have pasta, we have noodles, we have even oats, we have a flat bread, we have curry, we have rice, we have some salads, we have some different dosha, idli, and many of the things. Okay, what are they made of? They are all made up of cereals, crops. They all are made up of crops. How do we find out? We have to be find out by learning some agricultural things, to know about more why happens like this and how do we grow, what are the reason these crops grown, and like after doing like sowing their seeds into the farm and then plowing, then irrigation, then take care of our plants and then harvest, then all comes into your plate as a cooked food. Along with food, we need water to survive. Yes, only food is not important. Not important, I'm saying. Okay, sorry, only the food is not supporting the life. Even after the food, we also need water for to survive. We need air even to survive. We have need so many different things from our environment through our nature, to get and to support life on earth. Water is such a delightful substance. Have you ever jumped in a puddle? Yes, yes, yes. We jumped in a puddle when we are kids, and we also at this is we also jumped in puddle when it rained. Yes. Do you ever wonder why and how it rains? Yes, we very wonder like how rains happens and what's the reason rains happened. Okay, have you noticed that water freezes and becomes ice when we cool it, and boils and becomes a steam when we heat it? Yes, we saw the water in refrigerator. We put for a little long time. The water becomes into a solid one, from a liquid one to solid one by freezing, by cooling. And the water also boils if we heat it, and not even just boils, it also evaporate in, or it becomes into a steam by continuously heating the water or boiling the water. Do you enjoy drinking cool water in the summer? In the summer you are enjoying with cool water? Yes. Showering with warm water in the winter? Yes, we have to shower with warm water in the winter. That gives very satisfaction to our body, and that's the good thing for our body, to be shower in the warm water in winter time. How do we understand hot and cold? Okay, whether it is water or our own body when we have fever, whether it is water or our own body when we have fever. Okay, so we find like our body is heated, so we have to take care of our body by taking some pills, or taking some recipes, uh, the things which helps to get rid of fever, by taking some tablets like paracetamol and calpol, something like that. Finding out how something is can be important. Okay, then again, there are so many different things around us. Yes, the paper we write on. Okay, yeah, we have to like ask how this paper we write on, and how this paper comes, like so we understand, like how this is in white, and how this is the reason or how someone draw like this some lines on it into these books. We ask so many questions. The metal key, okay, the plastic ruler and the rubber eraser in our box, the magnet that keeps the box closed, the clothes we wear, the cup we drink milk, and so many other things. How and what's the reason, and how this is happens, like it becomes into one, into becomes like this. What are they made of? Okay, are they made of different materials? Yes, they are made of different materials. How do we separate different materials from one another? We have to separate different materials by putting in different substances, and we to know the basic things, the basic fundamentals and basic root cause they are made up of, and we have to separate like at the basic thing, at the basic level. We will have an almost unending list of questions about everything on earth, yes, as well as we further explore this book, yes, not even at this book, but we also have to explore also other new books for to know about different things, different adventurous things, and to discover things. But why limit our questions to the earth alone? Yes, we also go for a space. We can go for a space and to know about is there any kind of survivability possible that we can live onto the another planet, or we can live into the nearest natural satellite, which is our moon. Is that any possibility that we can live? So okay, we can ask questions on things beyond the sun, beyond the sun, the moon, and the millions of stars that shine in the sky. And we have to also in the curiosity that we have in search of to discover like how the space that makes how in the space satellites are there, and that gives signals to the earth, and we use it as a TV, mobile signals, phone calls, some broadcastings. How this is happens by like satellites. Whether you are learning about the structure of a leaf, discovering how things move, or separating the skin of a peanut seed, we hope each chapter of this book will ignite your spirit of inquiry, like how this happens, what's the root cause, and hopefully you will have lots of questions on your mind. Even though you may have not realized, you have already been finding answers to many of your questions. Yes. Suppose your pen stops writing. What would you do? You would ask yourself the question, why did my pen stop writing, brother? Is this like your pen stops writing just because your inks get ended, that's why? Or your inks get like what, unable to write on the page just by due to what I can say, mm, ink might have dried up, yeah. So you would ask yourself the question, why did my pen stop writing? You might guess that the ink finished. Yes. You would then test this guess by opening the pen and checking the ink refill. If it is empty, you would know that your guess was correct. But suppose you find that the ink was not finished. Now, what would you do? You would make another guess. Perhaps the ink might have dried up. So we are doing all these experiments, like we are trying to know and to discover things, and we have to knowing the things, what's the main root cause, why this is happens, why we are not able to write with pain continuously at this time. So all the procedure we are checking it by, is this refill is indeed, or just ink is dried up. So these all comes under the science. So you become also as you are an scientist at your level, you would make another guess. Perhaps the ink might have dried up to test if this guess is correct. Okay, okay. This is exactly how science works. The way you tried to find out why your pen stopped writing is an example of the scientific method that you applied it. Why not even you are looking for, you are trying to becoming a scientist as of your own way, but you did a you applied a scientific method. What is scientific method? That to explore, that you have to trying to know about different things and trying to know the main root cause. All comes under the science, and all the procedure, it's called like scientific methods. Activity 1.1, let us think and write. Okay, write about a about a similar problem that you tried to solve. Okay, what steps did you take? Okay, for example, we have to take problem like how cycle how cycle be built. So we like assemble the parts of handle, some rims, some tires, some seats, and we all assemble by paddle and chain. By this assembling, that makes or build a one vehicle, that's be called bicycle or even motorcycle, by putting some diesel in it for energy to move on. Okay, so by little steps. Science is not just about memorizing facts and figures or doing experiments. No, science is not just we have to memorizing facts and figures or by doing just experiments. It is about following a step by step process that helps us find answers to our questions. So what are the steps that we can follow? Okay, first we observe something that we find interesting or we do not understand. Yeah, this makes us wonder and perhaps think of a question about it. Like what's the reason of it? Then we guess a possible answer to that question. We test this guess through experiments or more observations. Okay. We then try to analyze the results to see if it actually answers our question. Is it? Scientists are people who follow the scientific method to solve problems or to discover new things, that people call scientists. By following the scientific method to solve the problems or to discover new things. But anyone who follows the scientific method, even me and even you, if we follow the scientific method, is working like a scientist. That means you also a scientist and I am also a scientist. By just following the uh, scientific method, to solve the problems. Someone cooking food may be wondering why the dal, that means the pulse, has spilled out of the cooker. Yes, was there too much water in it? Or think of a bicycle repair person trying to find out why a tire is flat, buddy. Why this tire is flat? Is this tire is flat by there is some hole in it by some leakage, or is any kind of at the same place where at the same places where there what I can say, at the opening or opening side, at the point where air goes in into the tire. Okay, from where did the air leak out? Or an electrician trying to find why a light bulb is not working? Is there any some problem with the valve or the switch, or or any kind of like wire is getting detached from continuous wire, or is any wire is like uh, is any wire is not able to continue the flow at some point. When we try to ask questions and find out answers, we are all in a way scientists. Yes, we all are in a way of a scientist. Activity 1.2, let us think and write. Describe a daily life situation, okay, where you think someone was following a scientific method. Yeah, we have to take a very good example like we have to clean our room. Okay, so what happens in the cleaning of our room? By taking we are mopping every day on the floor. Okay, so we asked why our floor is getting so much stuff every day, but we are not putting everything's on the floor by this, and why this floor is even dirty on every day. Is there any our wind is any our window is open, or is the way that somebody leakage in our home, that also provides some that also provides some stuff in this hole, or by just lightening our lights, our sunlight gives some of the rays that, or and the by the some beams comes and there are steps comes from outside into in your room. So what's the reason? You have to try to find out these things by using scientific method. do you know do you now realize that there are several daily life situations where we knowingly or unknowingly apply the scientific method? Though we all apply the scientific method to some extent, yes, learning science will develop our capabilities for finding solutions to bigger problems and solving more mysteries of the universe. And to be able to learn, even our planet also a part of universe. That means the whole thing which is present in everywhere is comes under universe. Our earth comes under universe, a sky, a sun, everything, a stars, everything comes under universe. And we have also have to discover new mysteries of this universe. And to be able to learn science well, okay, the first and foremost, okay, thing is to be curious. Be very curious in of yourself. And we have to ask so many questions to our parents, to our elder brothers and sisters, and to teachers, and we have also have to read books to acquiring the knowledge of other things. and observe your surroundings keenly. Okay, and when we are curious, we start posing questions, asking how and why this has happened so, and how this is possible that this can becomes, how this is happens, how this is it uh, happens at the same time every day, and how we can manage and how we can deal with kind of these problems. Just remember, the world is full of things we don't know, things that are waiting to be explored. Yes, things that we are waiting to be explored. Many of the things in the world we never ever explored, that some of the places. So many of the people are trying to explore those areas. Even you are even discovering things in your local areas, like why this is happen so, and is there any place where no one ever visited, and you are discovering it and finding some different insects which you never saw or seen in your days, in a normal days at your homes and at your relatives. Activity 1.3, let us think and write. If you have to ask why about something, what would you ask about? Let us think and write. If you have to ask why, why about something, what would you ask about? We can ask about very different things. For example, what's the reason, like the wheel is in round shape, why the wheel is not in a rectangle shape, why the wheel is not in a square shape, why this is in circular. So the answer is for there a circular thing takes very less resistance to get in motion, to get in a flow, to go somewhere. Try to write down how you would attempt to find an answer to your question. Okay, that means you have to write it down by a step. Okay, it's okay. Science is rarely done alone. That's true. Because science is a very big thing, and some of the dots connected backwardly, and like some of the things which we are doing it, like to exploring or discovering things, that some of the things, like everything that connects with not just one, that also connects with even different things, with different criteria, with different ways of it. Scientists across the world work together, often in large teams. Often means in a general way, they generally works in a large teams. So if you cannot find an answer yourself, ask your friends to help you out. It is always more fun to discover things together. Yeah, that's the more important thing, that if you are not finding the answers of your problems by yourself alone, then you have to go with your friends and find out your answers of the problem. Of course, remember that you will not find answers to all your questions in grade 6. Yeah, because grade 6 is not just the end of the science. You also have to, like, don't worry, you are embarking upon a journey of science for the next 5 years, or even beyond of this next 5 years. Okay, these are the kids, boys and girls are playing in the rain and like going and moving over, roaming all over streets, much like children enjoying the rain. Science is all about joyful exploration. Enjoy your scientific journey. Keep exploring. Never stop wondering, like, why this happens and what's the reason, why, to ask questions why this is happens, and to asking how this is happen and how this is possible. This it can be wondering about the amazing mysteries of the universe and asking questions. So in the blue section it says, after all, to be a wise person, you must be a wise person. Wow, that's the great thing over here. It's written. That's a great phrase or idiom is written over here. It says, after all, to be a wise person, if you wanted to become a wise person, you must should be to be very first is to be a wise person. Like you have to asking questions, why this is happens, why this is happens. You must be a wise person. Are you ready to embark upon the exciting journey of science? Let's get started. That's the end of the chapter. Till then, bye. I hope you are enjoying this video. Till then, bye. See you soon.